मुझे फ़ोटो खींच के व्हाट्सएप करिए। of the Institute. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, your safety is our first priority. Therefore, I urge you all to be compliant with adequate social distancing and mask wearing throughout the program. I begin the program by inviting some esteemed faculty to grace the dais with their august presence. I first invite Professor Sanjeev Mishra, Director and CEO, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly take his seat on the dais. I invite Professor Kuldeep Singh, Dean Academics, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly take his seat on the dais. I invite Professor Abhinav Dikshit, Controller of Examinations, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly take his seat on the dais. I invite Professor Surajit Ghatak, Dean Student Welfare, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly take a seat on the dais. I invite Dr. Pankaj Bharadwaj, Officiating Dean Research, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly take his seat on the dais. I invite Professor Abhay Ellens, Faculty in Charge, Anti-Ragging Committee, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly take his seat on the dais. I invite Dr. Ramkaran Chaudhary, Provost, Boys Hostel, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly take his seat on the dais. I invite Dr. Om Lata Bhagat, Assistant Provost, Girls Hostel, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly take her seat on the dais. विद्या गुरु नाम गुरु, अर्थात विद्या गुरुओं की गुरु है. Let us all proceed to light the lamp of knowledge so that it can dispel the darkness of ignorance from our minds. I request all our dignitaries on the dais to light the ceremonial lamp to formally inaugurate the AIIMS MBBS orientation session of 2021. May the darkness of ignorance be vanquished by the flame of knowledge.
Shubham Gurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampada. Shubham Gurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampada. Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepajyotir Namostute. Deepajyotir Namostute. Deepajyotir Parabrahma. Deepajyotir Janardana. Deepajyotir Parabrahma. Deepajyotir Janardana. Deepo hartu me papam. Sandhya Deepa Namostute. O Deepa Brahma Rupastvam. Jyotisha Prabhuravyayah. O Deepa Brahma Rupastvam. Jyotisha Prabhuravyayah. Arogyam Dehi Putrasya. Matir Swachhami Me Sada.
I request all the dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais. I now request Professor Sanjeev Mishra, Director and CEO, AIIMS Jodhpur, to welcome the MBBS batch of 2021.
Good morning, everyone. Professor Kuldeep Singh, Dean Academics, Professor Surajit Ghatak, Dean Students Welfare, Professor N.K. Garg, Head of Medicine and Endocrinology and Medical Superintendent, Professor Abhinav Dikshit, Controller of Examination, Dr. Pankaj Bharadwaj, Officiating Dean Research, Dr. Suresh Sharma, Principal College of Nursing, esteemed faculty members, AIIMS Jodhpur, all the administrative staff and dear students, and parents. On behalf of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Jodhpur, I would like to congratulate students and their parents on securing admission to the prestigious All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Jodhpur. It is an achievement for the students to have been selected to one of the premier medical institutions of the country. In the capacity of the director, I take great pride and pleasure in welcoming our young budding doctors to be with us, who have come to fulfill the many dreams of their own and of their families. 2020 and 2021 both have been very, very tough years. And because of the COVID situation and a lot of other factors, we have starting this session late than what we would have done. Usually start our sessions by end of July or August. But these were circumstances beyond anyone's control, and I'm sure even though we are starting late, but we make up a lot of things so that things are not that much delayed. I would like to assure you that you can expect a safe and a comfortable stay in this campus. You are all new to the campus. Until you are familiar with the campus and the city, you may require help and guidance. The faculty, hospital staff, and the security personnel will provide you with all that is required for your well-being. Feel free to interact and ask for any help. It is advised that the students avoid going out till they are familiar with the area. AIIMS Jodhpur is a temple of knowledge and learning. It is committed to high standards of teaching, research, and quality patient care. And we are making a major impact in all these areas. Students of this institute have brought laurels to the college by securing post-graduation in various AIIMS and other premier institutes in the country. And now, finishing their post-graduation, they are joining different super specialty programs across the country in different other premier institutions and at AIIMS Jodhpur itself. And as many of them are pursuing post-graduation, it speaks about the volumes of the quality of education that is being provided here in this institution by our faculty members. The institute, besides the undergraduation, also offers post-graduation and super specialization courses in almost all the branches of medical profession. Our excellent, dedicated, and committed faculty work tirelessly to ensure that the education imparted is not only competency-based, but also student-centered, catering to the needs of the society. We have been following this competency-based medical education program since 2012. NMC has introduced it a couple of years back, but we have been pursuing this from day one. The faculty of AIIMS Jodhpur are leaders in their field. In the first year, as you are aware, you'll be studying anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. During your stay in the institute, you will also be exposed to a large variety of patients suffering from different medical and surgical problems, which will greatly enhance your learning. The hospital at AIIMS Jodhpur is a fully functional hospital with a major footfall of patients coming to the OPD and near 100% occupancy of the inpatient departments. Medical exposure needed for budding medical graduates. During these testing times, AIIMS Jodhpur has been at the forefront of fighting COVID-19 and is one of the biggest hospitals in this part of the country, providing care to the patients. Besides this, we have been mentoring other institutions in developing testing facilities and strengthening the infrastructure in the state and the adjoining states. We have really mentored 350 plus testing labs and have given them accreditation so that they can start the RT-PCR testing in these 2 years' time. The campus at AIIMS Jodhpur is the one that fosters a complete growth of personality. The institute has a sports complex with tennis, basketball, volleyball, badminton courts, and also facilities for cricket and football. Those would have gone around, you've seen we've got a lovely sports field where it's quite busy in the evening. And all the students taking part in different activities. We are in the process of completing our new student activity center, which we are likely to finish by September, October. There are various cultural and literary clubs that can help the student to develop their hobbies. I request that please do become a part of one of the clubs because it does help in pursuing one's hobby or to develop a hobby or an interest in a particular area. And the institution hosts regular cultural and sports festivals and encourages participation of students in various intra and inter-college extracurricular activities. The new hostels for the boys and girls have been constructed. All the boys would have gone into the new boys hostel, which has become functional. The new girls hostel will be functional soon. And they are well furnished with all amenities which are needed in a hostel. Dear students, you're starting your medical career as doctors, and your first day in the institution is something which you all remember and cherish. And this is one day which you will remember all your life. Once you enter the portals of a teaching or a medical institution, that is one time you feel that you're a doctor. The day you wear your apron, that day you feel that you're a doctor. So that's an experience. Please do treasure it, because the first day you will remember that you'll be donning an apron and feel like a doctor, and the next 4.5 years is a lot of hard work. When you're away from home, there is a lot of freedom. Suddenly you feel as if the new life and the new beginning, total freedom, nobody to check, nobody to ask. But the most important thing is what you do with that freedom and how do you make out of that freedom. And you must respect the freedom that is there. But do not lose direction. This is just the beginning. You just climbed one mountain and a peak or a summit, and the next, now the story begins. Do not lose your focus as to what you are here for. Remember the right principles to live life and recall them again and again. Intellectual and emotional integrity and willingness to improve oneself and help others to improve their lives. Don't fall for bad habits because they look cool, and be responsible for your own health, well-being, and most importantly, career and happiness. So it's very important to stay happy. There is no straight line. There will be always be ups and downs. You'll be feeling elated. There will be time when you will feel down in the dumps. So this is going to be there. But it's important that you have to learn to be there. In medical education, you don't have a system of coaching where everything is spoon-fed. You have to make the initiative on your own also to learn. That's what it said, that in the medical profession, you have to be a lifelong learner, a deep learner. That is very important. Our faculty will always be guiding you, but one has to be self-motivated also to be doing this. If one is committed to be a doctor and one wants to be a doctor, then that is the only reason for pursuing a medical profession. Remember that. So you have to have a commitment from your end and that motivation from your end that you want to pursue this career all your life. The medical profession is very different from what you have in the engineers. People go into engineering, IITs and other engineering colleges. 80% of them don't pursue hardcore engineering. only 20% of them pursue engineering. While in the medical profession, nearly more than 95% of us will continue to practicing our medical profession. So it's very different from others. Don't compare yourself if you're in a medical school with your friends who would be doing a graduation in arts or science in a university. Life is a little different. It's not all play and fun. It's not like that you see in the movies. It's what you said, not like a Karan Johar movie that you keep seeing around and that, yeah, yes, it's a complete campus, but the main focus is that, yes, it's medical education and all other things are there to support you in that way. You also will be our ambassadors, you're our brand ambassador. So it's very important how you conduct yourself within the institution and outside, because now you have a tag attached to you as a medical student at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Jodhpur. So remember that tag that you are representative of the institute now. As I've said, that the faculty at the institution is excellent, and this faculty will be mentoring you. Each student will be having a mentor, and they will lay a foundations which is going to be strong, and so which you can build a successful career. The mentors, can interact with them, their defined times. As the orientation program goes on, you will get to know about how the mentorship program runs. But do interact with your mentors. The medical education also requires to know your subject and also to learn information technology, research methodology, and good communication skills. You need these communication skills to develop a good doctor-patient relationships, good interpersonal relationships, and it's very important to have good communication skills. And the institution, like you have in your school or college, wherever you were, it gives an opportunity for you to make friends with your colleagues, your seniors, and interact with them. It's very important that your friends in there, your seniors, your juniors, they work as, say, like safety valves. It's important to have safety valves. Safety valves can be your friends, seniors, can be your cousins, brothers, sister, parents, but it's very important to have safety valves. If there is anything that you're feeling low, don't keep it to yourself. Open up, discuss with your friends or mentors. That's very important to do. So it's very important that you have everybody has safety valves. I think all of us have safety valves, because that is something which is extremely important for day-to-day functioning in the life. As I've said, that life is full of ups and downs, but it's important to talk to the peers or seniors so that you can maintain your balance in tough times. There is no problem to which a solution cannot be found. So every problem has a solution, and it's not difficult to find a solution. Besides the standard methods of teaching, there will be emphasis on competency-based learning, which has greatly improved teaching and learning in medicine. Give yourself to your teachers honestly, and in the next 5 years, they will mold you and develop your overall personality, so that the end product is a good, compassionate, caring, competent doctor, and above all, it's very important to be a good human being. That is the essence of in any profession or anything, and especially in the medical profession. We do follow a strict discipline, and there is absolutely zero tolerance to indiscipline and ragging at AIIMS Jodhpur. We do not discriminate on caste, color, creed, religion, or socio-economic background. All are one for us. Keep this in mind. To the parents who are attending this program online as well as offline, I would like to say something. Firstly, please accept our congratulations for your award or your child getting selected to the prestigious All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And definitely there's a lot of hard work of the students, but yes, behind that scene there's the commitment and there are sacrifices and also hard work involved from the side of the parents. As you leave your wards here with us, I would like to say, be in touch with them, talk to them regularly, you also must know what's going on in their lives. It's very important. Don't have to be a helicopter hovering around them 24/7. But yes, it's good to be in touch as to what your child is doing. Be aware of their activities in academics. The institute has strict policy regarding attendance and discipline, and it really hurts us to see parents coming to teachers with their awards because if they've been detained for shortage of attendance or there have been episodes of indiscipline. So you also don't like it, and if your involvement with them is there, that really helps. Be aware of their progress, talk to them about their results, be it class tests or semesters, so that you know how your ward is progressing in the college. The faculty and the staff are here to help your wards, but at the same time, your responsibility is no less. You are free to approach any one of our faculty, the office of the dean, academics, the dean students welfare, the examination section, and everybody's ready to help out and solve the problem which is there. But your cooperation is also very important. I would like to end with this advice to the students. Remember, there is no shortcut to success, and there is no substitute to hard work, sincerity and honesty. I quote this couplet every year. It's one of my favorites. As it goes, it says that खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से ये पूछे बता तेरी रज़ा क्या है. So it's not, fate is not which is in somebody else's hand. It's your hard work which determines fate, that what you're going to do. Dear students, I again assure you that we are committed to your comfort and well-being and wish you success for a good career and health. And I once again, on behalf of our faculty and staff and everybody in the institute, welcome you all to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Jodhpur. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of welcome. The beginning of college life comes with immense expectations and anticipations. It is something that every hardworking student and their parents have been looking forward to. After the exhaustive efforts that all of you have put in to reach your dream college, I'm sure you wish to continue your success story at AIIMS Jodhpur. I now request Professor Kuldeep Singh, Dean Academics, to address the students and parents regarding the academic life at AIIMS Jodhpur.
Thank you, Dr. Vidhi. Our director, Professor Sanjeev Mishra, Professor Abneg Deshik, Medical Superintendent Dr. M.K. Garg, Professor Praveen Sharma, Dr. Surajit Khatak, Dean Student Welfare, Dr. Ramkaran Chaudhary, Dr. Om Lapta, Professor Abhay Alans, Professor Agnav, Dr. Mithu, and all the faculty members who are here from AIIMS Jodhpur. And on behalf of AIIMS Jodhpur, first of all, we congratulate all of the new entrant to this MBBS course at AIIMS Jodhpur and their proud parents for getting admission in AIIMS Jodhpur. I will tell you something about our course, MBBS course, and how the education is being conducted at AIIMS Jodhpur. First of all, I would like to say that the word doctor means teacher. And for a medical doctor, it extends beyond that, from a word of a teacher to the healer, to providing comfort, to provide communication, and to make the society more healthy, to prevent the disease. While getting admission at AIIMS Jodhpur, you have proved your mettle that you can do brilliant work in academics, but that's not all. Here your journey starts. And when we say the concept which we are following is that it is same as the National Medical Commissions, the basic things which has been shown and given by the National Medical Commission. But at AIIMS Jodhpur, we go beyond that also. We know that the most important thing we know that is a building is as strong as its foundation. And that's why NMC has stressed on the foundation course. But we go beyond that. Our foundation course is not limited to first few days. It is whole of the 5.5 years. We know that a development of the infant is different from the other animals. Human being is developmentally it took 1 year for them to stand and walk. So it is a long time which is required for the foundation to be built. And it is not only 1 year, up to 3 years, they learn many things from the parents. So parents become the first teacher. And that's what is the principle we follow, that 5.5 years is a foundation, because nobody was knowing what is COVID. Even the people who have the capability to learn as a lifelong learner, they were deciphering what is the COVID, what is the impact of the COVID. So they had the foundation in them. That's why they are able to build up on that. So knowledge is not everything. Till now, you have been more stressed about the competitive world in which the knowledge is given more emphasis. But now you are entering a field where the values are given more important. Values, human healing, they are more important. Knowledge, you know that next time epidemic may come again in a different form. The variants may be different in the next future, but we are not aware of that. But if we know the concept of how to acquire that knowledge and how to keep the society healthy, then our purpose is solved. So that's where knowledge can be learned later on also, acquired later on also, but not the basic values. Even the foundation course in the schools are missing. The moral values in the schools are missing. The people are more stressed about clearing the competitive exams. So more of the stress is on the competitive exams. We forget about the human values. And that is what we have to learn during 5.5 years. While doing so, you will learn more about the knowledge. So if we concentrate more on the values, we learn more. We acquire more. We try to acquire more. And that is what is the purpose of AIIMS Jodhpur. That is at AIIMS Jodhpur, when we talk about a teacher, we can see the teacher in a three form. One is a teacher, a school teacher, or a teacher as such taking a lot of hundreds of 120 or 200 students together. That is a teacher. He has to think about the whole class. On the other hand, when you are attending the coaching class, the coach is inclined toward one skill, one thing which he has to do. Whereas at AIIMS Jodhpur, we are moving from the teacher or coach to the mentorship. As our director has stressed, that the mentor is more important because they are involved in the holistic development of the individual. We provide you guidance, pathways to excel, how to acquire the knowledge. We may not be expert in that area, where we will guide you how to acquire that knowledge. So the mentorship concept is very much important, and Professor Ghatak will also tell you about more in detail about the mentorship program at AIIMS Jodhpur, which is unique in the country. Every students will get a mentor, but it is not limited to the mentors you are assigned. You can go anybody. There are 240 faculty members. There are 325 senior residents. So they can also act as a mentor. The only thing is you have to contact them. One of the important things we have learned in the last 2 years, and thanks to the online learning, we now know the value of the physical learning. Online learning, everybody has experimented and they have come to the conclusion that is, it is not a substitute for a physical learning. At AIIMS Jodhpur, we have taken care of that since the beginning. In June itself, in 2020, we asked the student to come back because we know that the value of the online learning is not much. It is only related to the knowledge. But what is more important is having the touch of the patient, feel of the patient, the body language of the patient, a body language of the other people who are teaching. There are some words which are uttered which may be missed in the online teaching, which gives you more information and knowledge than the online learning. So that's why I am just thankful for the online learning that we know the value of the physical learning. And we are moving to a concept much more than that, that is hybrid learning or a blended learning. So these are inbuilt. Right now, this session, orientation class is being telecast through the YouTube channel. And many of the parents who have not attended, who are not here, they can attend and they can ask questions on the chat box also. So this is the things which we are doing with, we are experimenting with the new technology, innovation in the technology, so as the concept of the healer can be imprinted in the mind of the learner. The concept of the healing is not only the technology. A technical person can learn the skill in the OT, but unless until he knows that whether my surgery is going to make any change in the quality of life, he is not a good surgeon. Our concept should be that we should make the life as healthy, as good quality. Sometimes it happens that after the surgery, the patient becomes more sicker. He was after the doctor to get the surgery done, but the surgery may make the life more miserable. So, surgeon has a more important role to understand the holistic knowledge about the disease, the process, the outcome, whether this surgery is going to continue in 1 year later in the same form, can give the quality of life to the patient in the same form. So the surgeon has a more responsibility. Otherwise, a technician can also do a surgery. He can learn by repeated maneuver, you can learn the surgery. But here comes the role of the values of the life, human values, the whole concept about the health, disease. By learning biology, physics and chemistry, we have now come to a stage we can understand all these concepts. So that's why our MBBS program is all of this in the foundation, but we have divided for the purpose of curriculum, for the purpose of competency-based education into a 3 professional course. So basically the first professional is totally devoted for the anatomical, structural and the functional relationship of the human body. The second professional is more related to the disease pattern or the disease which can affect the human body. Because in order to learn the pathology, pharmacology, forensic medicine and microbiology, the disease pattern, one should also have the understanding of the human interaction. So that's why clinical posting starts from the 3rd semester onward. So this clinical posting gives an insight into how to learn the pathology or how to go about the disease pattern. At the same time, the final prof is for the whole of the 4 semesters, and this is related to the learning of the human disease, their occurrence, their epidemiology, their preventions, and their treatment, and how to follow up with these patients. So these clinical medicine is devoted for the 4 semesters, that is 6th, 7th, and 8th, 9th. Our 7th semester is devoted for the allied and community-based medicine. Now, community is the most important thing. What we are doing here we are sitting at AIIMS Jodhpur as an ivory tower. We are only coming across 20% of the disease, which requires a very high-tech care. But you know that 80% of the disease are still in the community. And unless until we go to the community, we may not learn about the disease. And that is more important. And these 80% of the disease can be targeted with the help of only 20% of the innovative care. And we know now that personal hygiene, social distancing, vaccination, and taking care of the screening programs will help detect the diabetes, hypertension, cancer, and many of the diseases, COVID, for example. So community medicine and the public health becomes a more important role in our society. And as a medical student, we have to devote more time to the community-oriented medicine, because a specialization you can do later on also. It is not necessary that you learn everything in 5.5 years. You can do the specialization and then super specialization. So for that also, AIIMS Jodhpur is taking care of the student, that it we stress more on the basic helpful knowledge which can help you in take care of the patient in the community. While you are doing the MD program or MS program, our AIIMS has a unique opportunity that you can do a dual degree MBBS. That is only privilege of the AIIMS Jodhpur students. Nobody else can do it. That is, while doing your MD, you can decide that I want to do the translation research. By research, we do not mean that you are working in the lab, you are working with the patient. And that additional 2 years, 3 years of MD and 2 years of additional degree, additional phase of the senior NC, give you more contact with the patient. You can devote more time for doing the clinical translational research which are helpful for the society. So this dual degree MD PhD program is AIIMS Jodhpur is unique to the first in the country in a government setup to start this program. And we are lucky that we have 15 students who have enrolled in this program. And they are very dedicated because while doing their MD PhD, they will also have the more opportunity to have the right type of research which is clinically oriented, patient oriented, not the lab based. But there is an option. You can go beyond the patient also. You can visit the lab. You can visit another institute. For example, at AIIMS Jodhpur, we have a collaboration with IIT Jodhpur, and we have started a unique program which is a MD MedTech programs, Masters in Medical Technology. So anybody from the engineering team or the medical stream can join this program. And the purpose of this is to create the people who can stand in the Shark Tank and they can defend their innovations. That is how benefit it is going for the society. That is the entrepreneurship skills for cost-effective, affordable medical technology which can reach to the masses. Not the tertiary care centers which are very highly costly and very labor intensive and we require a lot of manpower in managing. For example, ICUs and OT and robotic surgery require a lot of manpower. So ultimately, AIIMS Jodhpur gives you, MBBS course gives you more advantage. I'm not boasting, but we are really doing it, and we are grateful to Dr. Shilpi, Dr. Abhishek, Dr. Mukesh, Pradeep and Shival, who are in the Dean Academics Committee and who have drawn this program of 8 days. This is just for sensitization. So during this orientation program, you will learn many intricacies which are going to come in the future. And you have options to interact with the faculty members of different departments. You have also an opportunity to interact with the ex-students who will come here and guide you during this time, and they will answer your queries. And one of the query which is there in the mind that was your future about medicine. What is the future options? That is post-graduation, whether there is a coaching or something like that for. So ultimately you will learn that if you do your MBBS training with a passion, you will not require any type of coaching. Still, our faculties are mentoring you about those options also, appearing for international exposure. We have India Student Innovation Center also where you can get an international exposure. We have collaboration with other institutes in the country, so you can have exposure. So there are so many things you can be exposed. But again, as our director said, that you should be focused, but also think about your mental health, physical well-being, participate more in the activities, keep yourself healthy, keep talking to other people, make a friendship, make a network, keep talking with your parents also. So that is all, and anytime you are having difficulty, we are all free. You can approach any of the faculty or the senior for any type of help. And AIIMS Jodhpur is committed to welfare of the student, that is important. So I wish you again all success in your future endeavor and wish you all success in this MBBS course. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of encouragement. The MBBS batch of 2021, just like its predecessors, is made up of brilliant minds. All of you have cleared the toughest entrance examination in the country to secure a seat in this institution. However, this is just the beginning of your academic career. There are many more challenges to come in the next 5.5 years. Attempting a fair competition and putting your best foot forward is the way to go. And I request Professor Abhinav Dixit, Controller of Examination, to orient the students and parents regarding the rules for MBBS examinations at AIIMS Jodhpur.
Good morning, respected Director Sir, Professor Sanjeev Mishra, Professor Kuldeep Singh, Professor Ghatak, Professor Abhay, Dr. Pankaj, Dr. Ramkaran, Dr. Omlata, all senior faculty members, colleagues, parents and dear students. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the parents and their wards for making it to AIIMS Jodhpur. We are among the premier medical institutes and it's a matter of pride for all of you to have secured admission to this institute. As medical education is very different from your school teaching, you would need to remember something which has been stressed earlier also, that here you are a lifelong learner. And learning is not only from books. Every day, every patient would teach you something new, and this is something that will go on in your entire life. The life here would be different from what it was at schools. The assessments also would be different. We at AIIMS Jodhpur take pride in being one of the first institutes in the country. Even before NMC brought the competency-based curriculum, we were implementing it since 2012. And this is something which is reflected even in our assessment patterns. Here you will be assessed thoroughly during your stay for next 4.5 years, leave-aside internship. You will be subjected to a system of examination which will test your knowledge as well as your competencies and skills. As a part of this, the assessment system here would involve you in the form of semesters and what, as Dr. Kuldeep Singh said, profs. You need to remember that patient is something more than just an MCQ. He's not going to give you 4 choices, something that you can tick and reach to a conclusion. You need to integrate and synthesize all the information that is presented to you by the patient in the form of his history or complaints. So the assessment system would test your knowledge in the form of theory and test your practical skills in the form of practical examinations. Each prof you will be subjected to some semester exams and internal assessments, whether it's in the form of system completion tests or stages, whatever depending upon the department, what living in the clinical side. All these would then comprise the semesters and the internal class test as what is known as your internal assessment, which at AIIMS Jodhpur has a 50% weightage. You need to perform regularly so that you don't lose out at the time of profs. Your profs have a weightage of 50%. You would be subjected to first prof at the end of first year, second prof at the end of 1.5 years after the first, and the final prof at the end of 4.5 years. You need to pass separately in theory and practicals, and something that is different from the schools here is that your passing percentage is 50%. Also, you need to understand that attendance is very important. In order to be eligible for the professional exams, you need to have the requisite attendance which is maintained at the Office of the Dean Academics. If you do not maintain a proper attendance, you will be detained for your professional exams and your attempts are counted and you have a maximum of 4 attempts to clear the exams. Your professionals involve external examiners who will evaluate you thoroughly along with the internal examiners. The exam section is always available. We are housed at the first floor of College of Nursing. If you have any queries, any help, you are free to contact me and my team. At the end, I would say work hard, enjoy your stay. You are our flag bearers, so keep the flag of AIIMS Jodhpur flying high. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. For students at AIIMS Jodhpur, it is not enough to learn what is already known in the field of medicine. The institute encourages young minds to discover what is yet to be known through various exciting research opportunities at MBBS level. I now call upon Dr. Pankaj Bharadwaj, officiating Dean Research, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly address the students and parents in this regard.
Thank you, Dr. Vidhi. Respected Director Sir, all Deans, Controller of Examinations, Provosts, all the senior professors of the dais, and my colleagues, dear students and proud parents. At the outset, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations for coming to or for joining this All India Institute of Medical Sciences Jodhpur family. And as every one of us has said, that it's the long years hard work which has finally come to bringing you to this reputed institution of the country. Now, as a person from research department for the undergraduate medical students in this institution, traditionally speaking, in a medical school, undergraduates are expected to be engaged or involved in teaching, training, learning clinical skills only. But your students, you're fortunate to be in an institution where we've tried to provide or develop an ecosystem of research where we engage our undergraduate medical students from the very beginning. Now, first, the very question arises, do we need research at the undergraduate level? Dear students, rest assured, believe us, research is not just, as Dean said, working in a laboratory. Each and every patient help us to learn. If you remember during COVID-19, you must be watching the media, you must be watching all those new discoveries which are happening across the world as well as in our own country. Now this all research happens when we have the aptitude of research. And this is what this institution believes in. We believe that the culture of doing research should be incorporated in the very beginning, so that when you are there in your postgraduate years or become the overall clinician, you should know how to do research in an ethical way. It also helps us in understanding all those priority areas where we need to work in when we become doctors in our later life. Now there are two things which I would like to mention which we offer for undergraduate students in this institution. The first one is short-term student scholarship, which is actually provided from Indian Council of Medical Research, Delhi, and this is being provided across all medical schools. Usually what happens in most of the schools that when a medical graduate under the guidance of a faculty or mentor apply for a research proposal, it is evaluated in Indian Council of Medical Research and only few of them, I'll say only 10% of them receives the grant. Rest of the students loses the opportunity to do research. But at this institution, we have started a new program which is known as Student Innovation and Research Initiative or CD, where there are other opportunities for these students to enter into research. So those students who are having this aptitude of doing research and could not get the opportunity to enter into STS program of Indian Council of Medical Research are given opportunity to enter into CD. Now there are three ways to enter into this. One is during your summer vacations, you may enter into a small program. We provide you the details of all the ongoing research work which are undertaken by the prominent or by the faculty members of researchers of these institutions. So you may contact them, you apply through a proper channel to the dean office, and then if you get a kind of a opportunity, means there is a procedure which is to be followed, a timeline which we will tell you, and then you'll get an opportunity to work with the professor. The second is, you will also get an opportunity to work in different organizations, other institutions of eminence, where you know that you want to work later. So again, there is a procedure which is to be followed, and if approved, you get an opportunity to work. And third is, there is a group program where 2 or 3 students can, if they are having a new idea, so they can initiate a new research idea under the mentorship of 1, 2 or 3 professors, and they can take these research activities in the institution. So I think it's a very good opportunity for all of you to learn these skills, because beside all these opportunities, you will get different opportunities to learn different softwares, data handling, and there are much more to learn. But the most important thing, as I mentioned, that as being undergraduate students, all research initiatives are to be done or are to be conducted under the guidance of a faculty member. We firmly believe that good clinical practices must always be followed in this institution. All ethical principles and all ethical guidelines are to be followed while we do any clinical research. Once again, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you for joining this eminent institution on medical education. And we believe in these 5 years, when you are with us, you'll learn good research skills beside learning clinical and medical skills. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of inspiration. Albert Schweitzer once said, "Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success." If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. When it comes to happiness and well-being of students, AIIMS Jodhpur leaves no stone unturned. I now call upon Professor Surajit Khatak, Dean Student Welfare, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly address the gathering.
Respected Professor Sanjeev Mishra, sir, Deans, Medical Superintendent, Head of the Departments, Provost, Principal College of Nursing, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and my dear students. Welcome to the hallowed portals of AIIMS Jodhpur. AIIMS Jodhpur, an institute of national importance established, it was the second AIIMS to be established after AIIMS Delhi. And since then, we have been growing by leaps and bounds, and AIIMS Jodhpur has carved a niche for itself in the medical education milieu of the country. It's hailed as one of the very prestigious medical institution of the country, and I'm sure because of that you all have opted for this institute. The institute is proud to have state-of-the-art infrastructure for academics and patient care. But as you settle down on the campus, you realize, in addition to this, we also have state-of-the-art sports and recreational facilities. We know the students have all come from different parts of the country and from different backgrounds, because we have students coming from different parts of the country and different backgrounds. So to help them settle down in their medical course, this MBBS course, we run what is known as a mentorship program. So this mentorship program is a unique opportunity where the students have the opportunity to be mentored by a faculty member. This mentor-mentee relationship is based on mutual trust, respect, and willingness to learn and share with constructive comments and dynamic approach. Each one of you will be allotted a faculty member who will guide you in your academics as well as your any personal problems. This is also reinforced by peer mentorship we have started, wherein we have handpicked senior students who are good in academics and extracurricular activities. They will be mentoring you. We'll also allot these peer mentors. So they are senior students who will help you also to settle down in the campus. Being a student of AIIMS Jodhpur, you have an important responsibility on your shoulder, because wherever you go, you are the flag bearer of the institute. So discipline is very important, both on and off the campus. We expect our students to be disciplined, and you'll realize that in our profession of medicine, discipline is the most important attribute to be a good and successful doctor. Grooming is very important, because if you are a patient, you would like to be attended by a doctor who is very well groomed. So we expect our students to be well groomed when they attend their classes, in the lecture theatres as well as in the clinics and in the hospital. You should present a very clean
image of yours to the patients so that they have a kind of faith in you. So you have to be in shoes, in proper trousers and shirts, and in apron whenever you are in the labs or in the hospital. You'll be staying in the hostels. Your batch has the unique distinction of moving into the new boys' hostel. The girls will be moving into the new girls' hostel within a couple of months. Mind you, when you are staying in a hostel, it's community living. So interpersonal relationship is very important. You must respect each other's sentiments, emotions, and must develop good comradeship. Camaraderie is very important in a hostel, and you must abide by all the rules and regulations because they have been made for your safety. So please do abide by the rules and regulations of the hostel. We have a lot of sports facility in the campus. We have a sprawling stadium with a cricket pitch or a cricket field, and a football field. We have got tennis courts, basketball courts, volleyball courts, indoor badminton court. We have got table tennis room. We also have a well-equipped gym. We have a music room. We have a hobbies room. These are all located very close to the hostel. As Director Sir rightly told you, we are coming up with this Students Activity Center, and within a year this should be functional, along with a new swimming pool which is also coming in the campus. Cultural activities also. We hold inter-batch cultural festival known as Asterion and inter-batch sports festival called Tejas. These two are permanent feature of the academic calendar of the institute. In addition, we also hold an inter-college festival known as Aura. We had two such festivals so far, and we have it has been touted as one of the best in the Western India. We also have other club activities, including a movie club which screens movie in this auditorium once a week. However, due to COVID, we could not follow it for the last 2 years, but as the situation improves, we'll restart this screening of movies also. Communication is very important, both with your colleagues, with your patients. I know we have all come from different places, and some of you may be coming out for the first time from your home. In case of any problem, do communicate with your teachers, with your mentors. We are all here to help you. There is no problem which cannot be solved. If you have a problem, do let us know. We are here to solve your problems. You approach your faculty, you approach your mentors, and I'm also available. My office is on the ground floor only, very close to your lecture theatre. So you can anytime walk in and let me know your problem. We will definitely solve it. We have got zero tolerance for alcohol and drug abuse. So request, please abstain from it, because any such indulgence might lead to rustication from the college. Before I conclude, I'll just take you through the campus. There are certain facilities I would just like to show. This is our main college building. Next. And these are the hospital side. This is the main road connecting the residential complex that includes the hostel to all the buildings of the college, of the institute. This is the stadium, which has got a lovely turf. Next, the football field. And we have got floodlights, so we can play in the night also. Next, we have got the tennis courts. They are all synthetic courts. This is the first inter-college inter-batch of sports festival, Tejas, which we held just recently. These are the batches which took part in the recently concluded Tejas. And this is the post the Tejas. We had also the stalls, various stalls too, of course, there. So you can access to good food during this period. This is the basketball court, the two basketball courts we have near the old boys hostel and the PG hostel, but we also have more basketball court on a new towards the stadium side. This is a hockey field. Next, this is the indoor badminton court, and we have got a very well equipped gym, state of the art gym. You must visit this gym. The hostels, these are the old hostels, of course. Next, those girls in the boys' hostel. And of course, our auditorium, where we have all the cultural activities held here. The aura is also partly held here and partly next in the amphitheater. So this is the amphitheater which is next to the auditorium. Here we also have the Asterion and the aura part. All the cultural activities are held in the. And this is, we have got a very well equipped auditorium. This is one of the best in Western India. So, before I conclude, I would just repeat again what our director sir has said. Here in medicine, we are all lifelong learner. There's a lovely quote I have read once, which said, "In this world of knowledge and wisdom, we are all undergraduates. The day we think we have become a postgraduate, we become a public nuisance." Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your words of enthusiasm. All the students will be staying in the hostel, and for many of you, it will probably be the first time staying away from home. The freedom will be exhilarating, but in COVID times, caution must be exercised for everyone's safety. For with great freedom comes great responsibility. I request the hostel provosts to kindly address the students and their parents now. I first call upon Dr. Ramkaran Chaudhary, Provost, Boys Hostel, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly address the gathering.
Respected Director, Professor Sanjeev Mishra sir, all the deans, esteemed senior faculty members, colleagues, dear students and their parents, I would like to congratulate all the students who have got admission to our institute and their parents. Hostel constitutes a very integral part of a medical professional career. For this batch, the new boys hostel has been licensed since last month. In the new boys hostel, the 2019 and 20 batch students are already staying, and so far 84 boys have reported to the boys hostel. There are certain rules and regulations for staying in the boys hostel. All these students can have a detailed look in their student information booklet. In brief, something I will say, there are hostel timings
for the boys and girls hostel. And at 10:30 p.m., every student is supposed to report at the entry of the hostel to the warden. They have to sign manually before going to their rooms. Before leaving the hostel or going outside, there are separate day and night passes available with the warden's office. Every student is supposed to inform the warden, sign the passage, then only leave the hostel. And similar is the exercise during your vacation periods. The new boys hostel is unique in the sense there are twin sharing accommodation available, and most of the 84 boys have chosen their roommates, and you will have a freedom of changing your roommates after you complete your first MBBS if you require so. The library and the TV room will be functional soon. Since everyone of us are aware that we are recovering from this third wave, and every student is supposed to carry this COVID appropriate behavior in the hostel also. Some of the students who have tested positive have been isolated in their respective rooms for 7 days, and you assume your rest of the course after completion of 7 days of isolation. When most of the students have been seen that they behave very well, but somehow some of the students have been found sometimes they indulge in damaging the hostel properties. Remember, this will not be tolerated. It should not be tolerated. And I think as a dutiful citizens also, you should be aware that you want the hostel to be in a neat and clean condition, but the responsibility first lies with the students. So please bear in mind, this is a new hostel. We need your cooperation. We are there to help you. We are there to take care of any of the repairing part. But remember, any intentional damage to the property, like lifts and the switchboarded ports, will not be tolerated. And any student involved will lose the right to stay in the hostel. And there are times when the parents and the students need to contact the provost. So my suggestion is, for any query or any minor problem, please do contact the wardens. There are 3 wardens on duty at 8-hour shift. So please make them the first contact, and your issues or problems are usually solved. But anytime any parent or student, feel free to contact the provost or the other 2 assistant provosts, Dr. Ashish Nair and Dr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, with me for any help if required. In any kind of emergency or illness, you just need to inform the warden, the hostel. The hospital ambulances are available, the facilities are available, so you will be helped out. So I will again congratulate all the students, but what we have observed with some minor incidences with special 19 and 20 batches, please behave like dutiful citizens. Don't damage any hostel properties. They are for you, but any kind of act of indiscipline will not be tolerated. That is message from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I call upon Dr. Omlata Bhagat, Assistant Provost, Girls Hostel, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you, Dr. Vidhi. Respected Director Sir, all the deans, other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, all faculty members and proud parents. I feel privileged to once again congratulate the new budding doctors for their success. As you have heard that at AIIMS Jodhpur, your stay is going to be a wonderful stay, comfortable and happy. As far as the hostel is concerned, Dr. Ramkaran has told about all the hostel rules, and same applies to girls' hostel as well. But we assure you that you will have a happy and a comfortable stay at the hostel. As you know, whenever we stay somewhere, we need to follow some rules. Even if this hostel is your home, away from your home, but as certain rules applies to your home, here also certain rules applied. You will get a student information booklet, and this booklet has all the rules written in detail. Please ensure that you read the booklet, because here ignorance is not bliss. If you ignore the rules, you may land up in a bad situation or have to face the consequences. So please ensure you follow the rules, and if you are following all the rules, we are here to help you have any problem solved, and we are always available. I just want to say that you all know that you have achieved a success and you are still celebrating, but हिंदी में बोला जाता है, हिंदी में अगर कहा जाए तो मंजिलों का सबसे बुरा जो एक वो होता है कि ये बहुत जल्दी बदल जाती हैं और मंजिलें पड़ाव में बदल जाती हैं। तो अब आपकी जो मंजिल एम्स जोधपुर तक आने की थी वो आज एक पड़ाव है। अब नई मंजिलों की तरफ आपको जाना है, और नई मंजिलों की तरफ जाने के लिए आपको अब तक जो फोकस्ड अटेंशन में आप पढ़ाई करते रहे हैं, अब आपको डिफ्यूज मोड में भी पढ़ना होगा। इसका मतलब है कि आपको अपनी हॉबीज़ डेवलप करनी है, आपको अपनी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी भी बढ़ानी है, इसके साथ साथ आपको किताबें खोल के भी पढ़ना है, किताबें बंद करके भी पढ़ना है। इसका मतलब है आपको अपने दोस्तों से, अपने आसपास जो आपके हॉस्टल में लोग रह रहे हैं, उनके साथ इंटरैक्ट करना होगा, उनके साथ बातचीत करनी होगी, एक दूसरे को समझना होगा, और इस कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड में खो जाने की बजाय एक दूसरे का हाथ पकड़कर एक दूसरे का साथ देते हुए आगे बढ़ना होगा। रैगिंग इंस्टीट्यूट में बिल्कुल भी मान्य नहीं है। Zero tolerance to ragging. Sir Dr. Abhay will tell you more about the ragging rules. You should take care of light and water. Please switch off all the lights when you are leaving the hostel. No tap should be kept running. And I will request you to help us, help wardens to help you. And if any problem still there, you can, regarding the hostel for girls, you can contact me or Dr. Renu whenever you wish to. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ragging, as you all know, is altogether banned, and at AIIMS Jodhpur, the same is strictly enforced. I request Professor Abhay Ellens, Faculty in Charge, Anti-Ragging Committee, to kindly address the students and their parents in this regard.
Thank you, Dr. Vidhi. Good morning and a very warm welcome to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences at Jodhpur. Respected Director Sir, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. As we welcome all of you students and congratulate both students and parents for this wonderful achievement, there are certain things that come to mind. And one of them is the process of initiation into an academic and a professional program and a course, which was classically termed as ragging. So even before I talk of anything about ragging and ragging rules, which are just general guidelines for all of us to follow, I am reminded of what Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan mentioned as the purpose of an education. A good education is one which will enlighten an individual, which will help an individual to evolve, and which will lead to fulfillment of the soul. So while we are all happy and celebrate along with you, while you've done your first tick boxes of the evolution and fulfillment ladder of your life, that there are certain things that we need to be careful about and certain things that we need to follow. And the whole purpose of how the ragging principles are governed essentially is a concept and a philosophy called interdependence, where we understand that while we need to interact with each other for a very healthy purpose of growth, we do not want it to become a caustic and a deterrent statement which will not allow us to become fulfilled, or which will not allow us to the other person to grow. When we talk of an education, essentially any undergraduate education, including medical education, and which is a little different because it is a professional education. The basic tenets of an education process is inculcation of values as you grow to become responsible individuals and doctors in the society. Character building, which is very, very important. Development of long-term friendships and camaraderie. And basically, as Director Sir said, why you are here is that to develop a concept and a philosophy and a tendency and an ethos of excellence in medical science and medical practice, which will allow you to become good researchers, good thinkers, excellent technicians, both medical and surgical, and philosophers, because the practice of medicine is not a factual conversion from the book to an individual or an MCQ. It is essentially dealing with a life situation which you have to address in a matter of minutes, and subsequently as inpatients in the process of healing and treating. So ragging as a process which was started way back in the 8th century AD was essentially a process which was shifted to the armed forces, and this was practiced all over Europe, the United States, and was inculcated into the Indian subcontinent as well. And gradually we observed that it was a process which was inculcated into the professional colleges, the engineering, the medical, and the other professional colleges as well. So what was principally started as a process of initiation and familiarization sometimes became caustic, sometimes even became life-threatening. And that is why the Supreme Court of India on its 8th May 2009 guideline instituted very strict guidelines for ragging, for punishment under ragging. So at AIIMS Jodhpur, we have an anti-ragging committee. The basic anti-ragging committee, which has several anti-ragging squads, which are headed by various faculty members. There are student members through the anti-ragging committee and the anti-ragging squads as well. Then you have the provosts, who are the provosts who are essentially your guides and mentors in the hostel. The caretakers or the wardens who will essentially look after your immediate needs and who will essentially communicate and address different issues which you will deal with at different points in time. And then we have the student counselors who are available all days of the week, Monday to Friday, and even on appointment on Saturdays and Sundays in the anatomy demonstration room in the college. And as Dr. Ghatak sir mentioned, that there is a mentor and a mentee program. So not only the anti-ragging squad members, your caretakers, the provosts, your teachers, your faculty members, you can approach anybody if you need help. But my one-point guideline and a one-point advice to all of you is be sensible about what you do. You cannot at any point in time become irrational, because what you do not only concerns you, it concerns someone else, it concerns your batch, it concerns the institution, and at the end of the day, it is everything that we all stand together for as a philosophy and as a guiding principle. So all the measures are there for your safety and for your need, if and when you should need it. And the only thing that I would like to remind you once again is that as long as you are prudent, you are rational, you are sensible, most of the times we have observed during the past 8 to 10 years that there has been no need to actually get into a situation which may be detrimental, where we might actually need to do a disciplining statement or take a decision which may not be the best possible decision. Because once there is an involvement by an individual or a group of individuals into something which is not okayed by either the institution or the country or according to the Supreme Court guidelines, then a decision will need to be taken. So my advice and guidance is be prudent, be happy, keep growing, keep learning, and we hope to see you as flag bearers of a very good institution. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
Thank you, sir, for your words of prudence. As we all know, the past 2 years have brought about many unexpected mental health challenges in all our lives and students in particular. The Department of Psychiatry has taken a unique initiative, a manual for well-being. I now call upon Dr. Naresh Nebinani, HOD Psychiatry, AIIMS Jodhpur, to kindly address the students and parents.
Respected Director Sir, Dean Sir, dignitaries on the dais, and senior faculty heads, head of the departments, faculty colleagues, proud parents and proud students.
Thank you very much. This is the proud moment for the institution, as the day, and again with the day we are going to have another milestone, which is the release of most awaited manual in our site for the institution, which is Wellbeing Essential for College Students.
May I request Director Sir to release this manual, and a special thanks to Director Sir for his invaluable guidance since the inception, and both the Dean Sir. May I request all the dignitaries to be here for releasing the manual. This is the e-manual. Thank you, sir. Basically, what you are seeing, this is the picture which is designed by the students of our institution. And again, this manual is basically an experiential journey in which what we have seen as suggested, we are working on this line since the beginning. And again, since the beginning, we are working on this goal that we are having orientation programs since our first batch, and we are delivering many sections. And what we are doing, we learned that we need to have a manual for our students, and they can go through this at their convenience. And this is the hard work of almost 15 months, and we are discussing about this. This has been
a product of hard work, commitment, dedication, and again many of the students have also suggested to have something for us which we can look through whenever we want. And again in this what we have seen, this is contributed by the in-house faculty, by psychiatry and psychology colleagues, our student counselor. And again, all the topics will be covered in this orientation session from tomorrow onwards. And you will see this, all the topics are in a way designed that whenever you think, to know something more about some particular topic, you can go through about that topic at your wish, at your convenience. In a way, it is user-friendly. We have a design in a way, it is not the theoretical, but it's more so experiential. And at the end of every topic, you will be getting the activity. So in a way, what we see many times, students have their own concerns in connecting with someone else for the help. They have certain barriers. And they also want to work out the problems by themselves. So this is personally a self-help book in a way. And it will be available on the institute website. And again, we will also share with you on your WhatsApp group in some time. And thank you very much again to Director Sir and Dean Student Welfare and Dean Academics Sir and all the psychiatry colleagues and psychology colleagues for helping us to give this product at this momentous day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of tranquility. I would now like to introduce the students and parents to the academic subjects that will be taught in the first year of their MBBS curriculum. The three basic disciplines of anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry will teach the students about the human body in its healthy state. For without the knowledge of health, there can be no understanding of disease. I now request the heads of departments of anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry to kindly orient the students regarding their first year MBBS curriculum. First, I invite Professor Surajit Khatak, HOD Anatomy, to kindly address the MBBS students.
My dear students, anatomy is one of the basic subjects taught in medical school, nursing college, dental, physiotherapy, and any other allied medical courses. It forms the foundation of the medical sciences because it tells you about the geography of the human body. Whenever you reach any place, you would like to learn about the geography of that place. For example, if you have come to Jodhpur, you would like to know where is the railway station, where are the airports, where are the various places. So in anatomy, we guide you through the geography of the human body because all your future fights, you got to know the geography. If you are going to fight battles, you must know the geography of the area. So it's very important that you learn this subject well. I think most of you have seen Munnavai MBBS, where you must have seen a Munnavai collapsing in the dissection hall. So dissection forms a very important part of the subject of anatomy. We are proud to run a voluntary body donation campaign in the state of Jodhpur as well as Rajasthan, and we so far had 140 voluntary body donations. So we have got adequate cadavers for you to dissect and understand the human anatomy. A request to all my students that the greatest teacher of medicine is a cadaver. So do remember that and always pay your respect to the cadaver when you are dissecting. You must behave in a manner befitting in the dissection hall. we would not tolerate any kind of indiscipline inside the dissection hall. We have other lab, is the histology lab, wherein you will be seeing the tissues of the body through the microscope. We have got a very well-equipped histology lab and good students' microscope. So each one of you will be allotted a microscope, and we have all the slides prepared in-house, more than 5,000 slides. We also have the tutorial rooms wherein we will be teaching you the bones of the body, which we have retrieved from the cadavers which has been dissected over the years. So we now have our own bone bank. I remember the first batch being taught from artificial bones, but now you will be having the actual original human bones. We also have a well-equipped museum. You must visit the museum. The museum is meant for self-study. You must see the specimens being displayed there. The department has got very good faculties drawn from all over the country. I'm Dr. Surajit Ghatak, the head of the department. I'm assisted by Professor Shilpi Gupta Dikshit. You must have all met her for your admission. She is also the Vice Dean Academics. I also have 3 additional professors. Dr. Renu Gupta. She is the provost of the girls' hostel. She won the provost of the girls' hostel. I have Dr. Dushyant Agarwal. She's also the sub-dean examination. And also we have Dr. Ashish Nair, who's the assistant provost of the boys' hostel. In addition, we have 3 associate professors, Dr. Pushpa Patalia, Dr. Sonali Adole, and Dr. Nikha Bhardwaj. And of course, we have Dr. Hare Krishna, assistant professor. We are lucky to have also the junior residents and the senior residents who will be helping you during our dissection and tutorials. We have Dr. Sambhav, Dr. Shreyashi, Dr. Faisal, Dr. Pravjot, Dr. Sarthak, Dr. Atul Jakhar, and Dr. Pooja. We welcome you to the Department of Anatomy, and I'm sure you'll have a nice learning experience in our department. We are always there to help you out, to clear all your doubts. Do ensure that you come out after 1 year well versed with the anatomy of the human body, because at every stage thereafter in your clinical practice, you will need the anatomy. We still have the postgraduates coming back to us, especially from Department of Neurosurgery, that we have people from anesthesia, cardiology, neurology, ENT. So this subject will always follow you throughout your stay, and as long as you are in medical profession. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Professor Abhinav Dikshit, HOD Physiology, to kindly address the MBBS students.
Good morning once again. Physiology is one of the basic sciences subjects, and we are the basis of medical profession and the medical practice. If anatomy is teaching you the geography or the locations of various parts, we teach you how they function. We will be dealing with you over the course of next 1 year. The department for the teaching of undergraduates has 2 labs. One is a clinical physiology lab and one is a hematology lab, where you would be subjected to, or rather you would be doing various practicals. At this point, I would like to emphasize that we lay a lot of emphasis on skills and competencies, and our evaluation system at the department for the semesters and for the system completion test is based on that. Also, the department here caters to the hospital and is actively involved in research. We've got various research labs which are working in the field of neurosciences, neurophysiology lab. We've got autonomic function lab, we've got animal experiment lab, and we're also in the process of establishing an exercise physiology lab. These are labs where you can contact the faculty if you are interested in doing your STS projects or CD, as Dr. Pankaj had said. For physiology, you would be going to these labs and doing the practicals. The department is at the ground floor behind anatomy. I would like to introduce our faculty. Besides myself, we have two other professors, Professor Bharti Mehta, who is currently gone to take exams. We've got Professor Prasunpriya Naik. We've got additional Professor Dr. Omlata, Assistant Professors Dr. Shival Shrivastava, Dr. Pooja Ojha, and Dr. Mahesh. The faculty is very cosmopolitan. Along with them, we've got residents from all parts of the country. We've got our senior residents, Dr. Anant, Dr. Suresh, Dr. Trina, Dr. Anu, Dr. Nilesh, Dr. Jagdish, and Dr. Anshika. And we got our junior residents, Dr. Mamta, Dr. Annie, Dr. Ashwath, Dr. Vani, and Dr. Sri Parvati. Besides this, the department also has PhD scholar Ms. Tripti, and we have MSc scholars Ms. Deepshikha and Ms. Priyanka. I once again welcome you to the department. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Dr. Mittu Banerjee, HOD Biochemistry, to kindly address the gathering.
Very good afternoon to everybody. Respected Director Sir, Professor Sanjeev Mishra, all the dignitaries on and off the dais, dear students and proud parents. I welcome you all to the folds of this magnificent institute, and as you embark upon this journey, it's going to be a string of success, failures, and you have to take all by your stride. All of us here in the institute have gone through this arduous journey, and we'll be only too happy to lend you a hand when you think you require our help and intervention. Do remember that nobody is born with patience and perseverance. We inculcate these qualities when we fall down in a situation where we would otherwise have thought of giving up. In the Department of Biochemistry, we will be teaching you the life processes, the molecular machinery, and how it is being harnessed to treat patients and manage patients. What you need to understand is that medicine is not practiced in isolation. It is a complete team effort. So when you come to us, you will see and experience a lab which works 24/7. You will understand what is the value of giving a right report at the right time to the right patient, and you will figure out exactly where you fit in this chain of management. We will be teaching you through lots of teaching methods like lectures, tutorials, problem-based learning, case-based discussions, and some other unconventional methods of teaching. And I'll be assisted by a wonderful, friendly faculty. So anytime I would request you all to come, feel free and approach us at any point in time. I would request the faculty to just stand up. So we have additional Dr. Praveen Sharma, Professor in the Department of Biochemistry, additional Professor Dr. Purvi Purohit, Dr. Sharja Sharma, Associate Professor, Dr. Dharamveer Yadav, Associate Professor, Dr. Kamalkant Shukla, Associate Professor, Dr. Manjunath, Associate Professor. Our SRs and JRs are not here, they are in the lab presently. They will also be ready to help you out at any point in time. So welcome once again, we hope to see you in the department. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now the session will be open for interaction of the parents and students with the faculty of AIIMS Jodhpur. Please feel free to discuss your queries with us. You may pose your questions from the fixed mics provided in the hall. So there are mics towards the front of the auditorium and one mic in the middle. Aside from that, we have a few parents and students who are connected with us on the online portal. Therefore, they will have to post their queries in the chat boxes and we will try our best to answer. Please don't feel shy. You may pose your question.
I have a question regarding mentorship. Every student have a different interest. Some student may be interested in research. Some students are interested in sports, more interested in sports. Someone in writing articles in magazines. So do we have a system of mentorship like that? If someone is interested in research, so we can allocate a mentor suitable for research. Someone is interested in dance, so we can allocate a mentor who is more interested in dance. Like we have a mentor, not only teachers. I just listened that so mentors can be a peer student, mentor can be senior resident. So is such kind of system is there, or I don't know.
Sir, regarding your query, I think you didn't get me when we spoke about this mentorship. The mentor which we allot is basically for the student to basically to help the student settle down and to guide the student in academics and other personal problems which been looked after. Now, as regards his interest in every cultural activity, whether dance and other, we have a faculty who will act as a mentor for the. So, if suppose a student is interested in a particular, even in sports also, in sports also a particular sport, for example, say cricket or football, we also have faculty for that. So, they will be coached or mentored by that individual faculty. So we do have that also. So all that is required by the student is to go to those individual faculty in charge of each activity. And as far the research is concerned, we have Professor Pankaj Bhardwaj. He has got his own team. So the student can approach the Dean Research. In addition, each of all the departments, for example, anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, if the students wants to do any STS project or any other research project, they can approach a faculty or the HOD in addition to the Dean Research. So for each such activities, we do have faculty for each of the for activity. But in addition to that, we have one mentor for the student to basically look after his problems in academics or in settling down in any other personal problems. We have this mentor. So we have other mentors also for each of these activities.
Yeah, I think to add to what Professor Ghatak has just said, we would like to address your query. The thing is that what Professor Ghatak has said, you need to understand mentor is not a kind of a formal, it's a kind of person. That's why we said one-to-one. So one student is being given or allotted one mentor. So he's a professor or a faculty in this medical school. And these students can interact on their, for issues which they cannot interact in class. In their leisurely time. So there is a time which is allotted, and in that allotted time, they need this mentor. So what you said about, for example, for a particular interest, definitely there is no question of not having this thing in this medical college. If suppose somebody is interested in particular, like you said, drawing or dance, and he or she knows that there is a faculty member, who is known for all these interests, he or she may go to meet that. There is no issue in that. But mentorship is a different program. It's for the overall development of these students. It's for that purpose we have started this mentorship.
Excuse me. Yeah. Do you have digital signature for thumb? If any person student comes in hostel or college with thumbs, so we can get the message even in our mobile by SMS or like that. Do you have any facility?
We don't have the biometric entry in the hostel. We don't want to have that also. As of now, we have got attendance in the lectures, the demonstrations and the ward posting. There we are not following online. It's online in the class. Right now, attendance is manual. But as of today, this is what it is. Hostels don't have digital, and I don't think intending to have a bill as of today. Maybe in the future, I cannot comment right now.
My question is regarding our library. Where is it exactly located, and how much the time it will open for students? And
the students, when they come here, I think they'll find their place when the libraries, the college, it's opening on all work, 10 o'clock. And but books which can be issued, there are online, you can use the facilities of the library on.
Are there any more questions? Okay, we'll have the online questions now.
Sir, there is a question regarding our academic report sent to the parents as well, sir.
Basically, the students' learning is adult learning, and they are not students in the class 10th or 8th. So it is basically for the students. The feedback are given directly to the students. So there are semester's exam and there are mid-semester exams which are formative in nature. So for every exam, the students are given feedback. How is their performance? At the end of the semester exam, the theory exams are displayed on the notice board, and all the practicals in the ward living test, all the practicals are also shared with the students, and they need to be improved there further. If there is a deficiency, they need to improve it, because that is the purpose of that. And basically, we have internal assessment or formative assessment 50% weightage. So it is very important that the students should attend all the activities, and if they face any problem, they can discuss with the teacher, and also they can share with the parents. In case the students are performing very poorly and there is some problem we anticipate, we discuss with the parents. We call the parents, we give the email to the parents. But not all the reports are given to the parents, because now students also think that this is very important, that they should improve themselves rather than everything is shared with the parents.
Sir, one more online question is regarding, are there mentors for the student career also, sir? Any mentorship faculty for the career guidance, sir?
Yeah, as Dr. Ghatak has said, that these mentors are peer mentors as well as the faculty members who can guide them. They may not be expert in that area, but they guide for the professional career development. But again, the student has to identify, basically the mentor, the more question has to be asked by the student, then the mentor can be successful. Because unless until the student recognizes his deficiency or her deficiency, the mentor will not be able to help. So first of all, they have to recognize what is their deficiencies or what they want to do. But at any stage, we have a lot of options of the career guidance. The faculties in different specialties, if they want to specialize, they can counsel about the pros and cons of the subject. But a student has to understand his or her aptitude, that subject. So that mentorship is available. Mentorship is a very broad, and I think this is an in thing in the today's education. The mentors professionally guide them, and they are they are with the students for their professional development.
With this, we have answered the queries of the students and parents in the auditorium, as well as the questions posed online. We hope our students will now work hard, dream big, but most importantly, enjoy their undergraduate life at AIIMS Jodhpur. You must do your parents and institute proud at the end of 5.5 years. A book exhibition has been organized at the auditorium foyer. Please feel free to browse the latest editions of course books and supplementary reading material. With this, we come to the end of the inaugural ceremony of the orientation session for the MBBS batch of 2021. I thank you all for joining us today. Lunch shall be served in the hostel mess halls. Thank you.